And now your local sports from News 8.
Good evening. Live from Indianapolis. It was the biggest victory for the program in 74 years, and the Badgers just had a few hours to enjoy things.
That's right. When the alarms went off this morning, that Kentucky went in the rearview mirror. All focus for Wisconsin today on Duke and the national title.
But you know what? It was a fun few hours of celebration after beating previously unbeaten Kentucky 71-64, as Wisconsin will now play for their first national title since 1941. Wisconsin fans gave the team a great late-night greeting at the team hotel, and the magnitude of what these players accomplished didn't hit some until even later in the early morning hours.
Yeah, last night about 3 a.m. it kind of hit me that I was playing the national title. We laid down, and Zach Showalter, who was my roommate, was like, "Man, we're playing the national title. You know, that's something no one really gets to do." And I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool." You know, sometimes sitting back and realizing what you're doing is what you need to do. You need to realize what situation you're in, but at the same time, we don't really make it out to be huge once we tie our shoes up. We don't really feel the nerves.
Mark Johnson is the women's hockey coach at the University of Wisconsin. Won a lot of national championships. Great teacher, great coach. I was reminded, I can't tell you by how many people, "Hey, Bo, in 1980, you know, after we beat Russia, we had to beat Finland."
With that comparison, just like US's win over Russia, last night's win against Kentucky, just a semifinal game. Now, the matchup against Duke tomorrow night for the national championship, a rematch of a December 3rd game in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Blue Devils won that one 80-70.
All right, now, big difference with the Blue Devils. No Rashid Suleiman. He was dismissed from the team in January. He was key in that December win, 14 points off the bench. Now, fantastic freshman Tyus Jones, still a big cause for concern. Got to keep him out of the box score. That's a main concern tomorrow for Wisconsin.
He kind of caught us by surprise, and we knew he was good, but we didn't realize that he was that good.
And that was obviously one of the most hyped games that I've ever been in, especially at the Kohl Center. They just played more aggressive than us. They were tougher than us. So, I mean, they got a lot of guys who can move their feet and defend really well.
The speedy Duke backcourt outscored Wisconsin 52-35 in a 10-point December win. For round two, on the other side of the ball, Jackson and Koenig planning on fighting speed with size.
We talked about what we need to do this game. I talked to him and Frank about some things about how we can attack the way their defense is.
Going down to breakfast this morning, he was talking to me a little bit about how they defend ball screens and how to kind of play off those. I think we've improved a lot since then. Hopefully we can make it a little bit tougher on them this time.
Koenig came up clutch in the second half against Kentucky. More the same needed Monday night. The sophomore guard expected to come up big on both sides of the ball down the stretch.
Well, hopefully we've learned from December 3rd. You know, we've improved. We're better in transition defense. We're better on the glass. We're better at dribble penetration or containing that. And we'll have to be better offensively, too. Neither one of us is going to change anything here in 48 hours, but each of us, it's going to be a battle of who can do what they're really good at the best. So that'll be the challenge tomorrow night.
Many suspect Monday night to be a classic, and Wisconsin will have the support of a conference in search of its first national title in 15 years.
They do know they represent more than just themselves. And for the state of Wisconsin, for them to get a national championship, yeah, I think that would have a lasting impression.
Now another premier matchup tomorrow night. The coach is Mike Krzyzewski, of course, and the one who took the path less traveled, Bo Ryan.
Yeah, tomorrow has the potential to be an extremely big day for Coach Ryan. The next class of the Basketball Hall of Fame will be announced tomorrow morning. Now, Coach Ryan is a finalist. However, a report by ESPN today says Ryan fell short of the votes needed for induction this time around. A chance, though, to boost his basketball resume in a big way tomorrow night, right behind us at Lucas Oil Stadium. Coach Ryan, a perfect 4-0 in national title games, all those coming at the D3 level at UW-Platteville. Just a year ago, he ditched that tag as one of the best coaches not to make it to a Division I Final Four. Now, he's one win away from his first D1 title.
To win it for him would be huge. he deserves as much credit as any coach in the nation for what he's done here. And then to be a part of a team that would win it for him, potentially win it for him, would be something I'll never forget, something I'll always be honored and proud of. And, that's a brotherhood that'll stick forever, and no one would be able to take that from us.
Well, we're talking about those old Platteville teams in the Bo Ryan era. Following the loss at Maryland, Bo felt the team played too soft, and they were missing something. So into the archives, longtime assistant Greg Gard went, digging up old video dating back from 92 and 95.
I said, this isn't the most ancient one. There's one more that I couldn't quite find. We had to dig up, but it got a point across in terms of touching the post, how simple the game can be, how to cut hard and move away from the ball, how to pass and catch, and really, I think it was a little bit of a kick in the pants. The game was a kick in the pants too, but I think that reaffirmed some things. Coach and I were in the back chuckling a little bit because we didn't have it in a media process so we could pause it or stop it or rewind it. We just had to let it play, and we just kind of prefaced it a little bit and said that it'll speak for itself.
Since that loss to Maryland, it must have paid off. 10 straight wins for the Badgers. Now Vito Brown getting a shout out of himself today from a former American Idol winner. Maybe with those pipes, Vito, future with American Idol.
Yeah, the sophomore forward from Wisconsin can sure sing, and he showed it off, his talents in a big way last night. Brown was the Wisconsin representative of the 4 Final Four teams prior to the start of the first game to sing the national anthem in front of the crowd here at Lucas Oil Stadium, as well as the gigantic national TV audience. So talk about nerves between singing and then seeing action against the team that was ranked #1 in the country.
Man, I don't even think I would call it nervous, man. It was just more excitement. I was just ready for for both of them. Yeah, this is just what I've been waiting on, so it was just fun. It was so many people. You can't focus on one person out there, so we were just focusing on each other.
By far the biggest crowd you've ever felt.
By far. I mean, the most before was 17,000 at the Cole, so 70,000 doesn't even compare.
Now a jam-packed schedule tomorrow. We've got you covered 5, 6 in our hour-long special. 6:30, return for the title. Hopefully it's title #2 for the Badgers.
Yep, and CBS takes over things starting at 7:30. Tip-off to the game, 8:18 Central Time, not a minute sooner or later than that. 8:18.
Don't be late.
And then plenty of Badgers post-game during our late edition of News 8 at 10. So keep it right here in WKBT. We'll have you covered for Badgers. You have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.